This video is an introduction to the important laws of real estate agency. Being a property agent means you are a licensee under the Real Estate Agency Act. It is crucial for you to understand the duties and responsibilities set out under the Act and rules in the Codes of Conduct. To help you better understand the laws surrounding real estate agency, I'll take you through the 6 key milestones in the standard sale process of a fee simple property, and highlight the important laws that are involved in each stage. The very first stage is engaging a vendor client. As an agent, the vendor of a property will request you to act on his or her behalf to sell the property that he or she owns. A written agency contract will need to be signed by both parties. It is important to understand once the contract is completed, you own a fiduciary duty to your client. It means you must follow the instructions given by the client and fulfill their requirements. After the settlement of the agency contract, you are responsible for marketing the client's property. This stage is governed by Rule 9 and 10 of the Code of Conduct. Rule 10 requires the agent to give a proper appraisal of the property price and ensure it is advertised according to the instructions of the client. Rule 9 requires you to obtain authority from your client before you put the property onto the market. If you market a property that is not ready or make any unwanted representation of the property, you could face complaints by potential purchasers and even the clients themselves. The consequence of such complaint could mean a fine imposed by the Complaints Assessment Committee, just like what happened in the case of Agent Dean when this agent failed to follow the instructions of his client and marketed property that was not ready for sale. He was liable for a fine of $4,000. The third milestone is when the client's property is taken into the market and potential buyers have contacted you. When marketing the property to potential buyers, it is crucial to keep in mind Rule 6 of the Code of Conduct, as it sets out the rules in relation to what you should say and shouldn't say to the buyers. In situations where there is a conflicting interest between the client and the buyer, namely when disclosure is required but your client has ordered you to remain silent, the best thing you can do as an agent is to step out of this case, because duty is owned by you to both parties. During the course of marketing, if you are giving important advices to buyers, it is best to keep a written record as evidence of the conversation. This will assist you if there are any future conflicting claims between you and the purchaser. Most of the complaint against agents arose from this stage. Therefore, you must take extra care in ensuring your performance is up to standard which a reasonable buyer or client would expect. Buyers' offers will be presented to vendors using a standard sale and purchase agreement. The sale and purchase agreement contains details to the purchase. Rule 5 governs this section. It is crucial for agents to take extra care when completing the agreement for both parties, as it is required that agents must demonstrate reasonable skill and competence when dealing with the paperwork. Things that you will want to avoid is changing the contract without parties re-signing it or record terms of the contracts incorrectly, because it will show incompetence as well as attracting potential liability for your client under contract law. Payment of a deposit is the second to last step. Deposits are usually paid by the purchaser at a 10% value of the total purchase price. It can be paid either to the vendor or the agent. If it is paid to the agent, Section 122 and 123 of the Real Estate Agent Act governs how deposits should be handled. The final step in the purchase of a fee simple property is the settlement of a sale. It could end with the buyer paying the remaining balance in exchange of the legal title and ownership of the property. As an agent that were involved in the sale, you will receive a check for commission, and there will be no further duty owned by you to either parties of the sale. Your job is completed.